Hi, Neil Evans back here with the Harken Tech team. I'm going to go over blocks. I shot a block video several years ago which covered our complete line of blocks. Since that time we've updated and made a lot of changes and really put together some innovative lines and some real neat changes, and we're going to go over those today. This is by no means our complete block line, but it's a very good sampling of what we've been working on up here. To start off with, we've developed and rebranded some of our T2 blocks as fly blocks. The fly blocks are us listening to our customers. The small foiling boats like moths and some of the catamarans and trimarans that are out there now require very high load blocks. So what we developed was off of our lash-on line out of our carbo blocks, the T2 line, we've developed this fly line of blocks. They're very high working loads. The 40 and the 29 have stainless steel shivs on stainless steel bearings, which give them tremendously high working loads in a very light, compact package that can be lashed on. The T18, which is now the Fly 18, is essentially the same block. It's just been rebranded, but this was a very high load block to start with that was following in this line. So one of the reasons for naming them the fly blocks was obviously the flying hull boats, like I mentioned, the moths and the foiling boats, but also because they're quite often literally flying in a system. They're in cascaded veins where there's multiple blocks making up a system, and these blocks are just free hanging in that system. We're finding more and more of our customers are finding real innovative ways to use these control systems on boats, from J70s up to probably TP52s could use these in different control systems. All right, the next line of blocks we're going to talk about is our Protex line of blocks. The Protexes are a line of through deck blocks that are designed to replace our already existing bullet line of through deck blocks. Things over time have changed a lot, especially on through decks, especially in mass applications and things like that. Whereas you used to get a lot of stretch out of different lines and things like that, or different sail material, as those have evolved and that stretch has been eliminated, the loads on the blocks themselves has gone up. So the challenge to us is to come up with a nice friction-free block still that can handle those loads and protect the line and protect the deck like it should. As you'll notice, they do have the same hole spacing, so they're designed to go into the same spots. They do basically have the same cutouts. Walking through the features of this block, one is the part number on the side and the working load and the line side. Makes replacements real easy to decide and distinguish themselves in case you were to need one. The block itself is the frame is a one-piece aluminum frame which has been hard coat anodized, which protects it from UV, protects it from the line wearing on it. The shiv itself is aluminum. The aluminum shiv is nice because unlike a plastic shiv, it won't chip if, say, the snap shackle from a spin halyard or a jib halyard or whatever hits this, it's not going to damage it. It's also hard coat anodized. The frame itself, the exterior of it when it's mounted into a mast, is designed to protect both the mast, the shiv and shiv box itself, and the halyard itself, or whatever line is going through it. One thing we did too is the shivs themselves, they have side load ball bearings in them. Those side load ball bearings being in there with that tight tolerance is if the shiv does deflect from a side load or from a line pulling off to the side like that, those side load ball bearings keep the shiv flowing nice and free. What we're going to talk about next is an improvement to our ratchet line. Not that there's anything wrong with our ratchet line. Most people in the industry still feel our ratchet line is the best bar none. What we have added though to the line, and what we're referring to it as, is the Power 3 ratchets. We have two other holding powers which have two different shifts in them now. So we gave them as well different colors too. The classic ratchet has a holding power of 10x. The facets on the shift, they don't cleat the line, they just take relief off the person's hand, about 10 times the normal load. One, you don't have the shiv trying to suck you back into the boat as you're holding that load. and two, the facets on the shiv kind of grab that line and help you hang on to it. So what we've done is, in the titanium, which gives you 1.5 times more holding power than the classic version, it basically gives you a little bit more, and the facets are slightly different on it. The silver is a 2 times the classic holding power. One of the real big push factors for this development of the shiv line and ratchet line was the Opti class, where you may have a 40-pound sailor who needs to trim the same main sheet that a 110-pound kid is trimming. Different wind conditions may dictate different uses. So, you know, you'll see boats where they have all three and they switch them out based on wind conditions. So it's a trade-off. The holding power makes it easier to hold, but at the same time it makes it a little harder to ease the sheet. So with that said, we've also made an improvement to the Ratchet-matic line. We've made the HTE, which HTE stands for high threshold engagement. The HTE versions basically have a stiffer spring in them, which means it takes more load for that ratchet to engage. Which in, say, an asymmetrical, like I was just describing with the Ratchet-matics, when you're jiving one, what can sometimes happen with the Ratchet-matics is on, say, a slightly bigger boat, as you start to trim on that new sheet, you're trimming it on so fast that it engages the old ratchet, and now you're fighting the old ratchet. After doing close to 20 years of boat shows now, working for Harken, one thing I heard repeatedly at boat shows, especially early on when I started with Harken, was, I love Harken, it's great, but I don't really need it. I don't race. That's what this block line is for. What the Element line of blocks does that the ESP block line doesn't do is it offers itself in a wide variety of styles and sizes to fit every application possible in need. We again wanted to tailor a block line to every customer base. We have the Black Magic and our premium block lines for those customers that need that kind of performance and that kind of application. What we designed this block for was for that customer who still needs a high performing, very reliable block with all the service and support that comes with any Harken product, and the lifetime of a block that's not going to fail on you. But you don't need all those features. So one thing we noticed with a lot of value blocks is they had plastic side plates. And the plastic side plates were there to, you know, really save costs, make the block light, and, you know, reduce that price point. But there's some disadvantages to plastic side plates. One is they can be squeezed, they can be warped, they don't carry the strength. If a line comes across them, they start to wear down the plastic. And so the first thing we looked at was, well, obviously we want to go with a metal block. How do we do that? So what we developed was a forged side plate. We're forging it out of a piece of aluminum. Once it's forged, it comes into us and we machine out the shapes. We take off all the rough edges, we clean it up, then it's anodized and pad printed so that it gives it a very durable finish. It comes with a locking collar for the head post, so you take the shackle off of it. The locking either allows the block to be free spinning or to be locked in one of two orientations, two 90-degree orientations. So again, you can tailor the every block to every need. It has a long glass nylon fiber shiv. This is the exact same material, strong material that we use in our furling items, in our carbo line, pretty much anything plastic. You could hit this with a hammer and it's not going to chip. And as you can see, perfect. No chips, no dinks, no dents, no chips. We also looked at the design of the shiv. It's a dish because it allows us to make a very cost-effective shiv that's still lightweight but extremely strong with not using a ton of material. So again, working on the overall weight of the block too. Next line of blocks I'm going to talk about are our V blocks. These are some of our most expensive blocks, and they're really designed for the high-end sailor who's looking for maximum efficiency at load. And they come in both a carbon version, as you see in these cases, and an aluminum version. This is the aluminum version. The first thing you'll notice when you take it out of a packet, out of the box or packaging, is that he said they were highly efficient. These things don't spin very well. And the idea is that they're highly efficient at load. The closer they are to maximum working load, the better the efficiency in it. The bearings inside of this block are titanium. The sheave is titanium, so it's titanium rollers on titanium sheave on a titanium inner raise. The side plates are made right here at Harken. They're printed and then clear coated. There's a variety of different sizes. There's also V-block sheaves available too, where you could build your own sheave box or add them to a mast or to a deck fitting where a line is routed. One thing to note with this block is it requires service. They need to be opened up, and because it's a metal on metal race, they need greasing. Both the sheave and that inner race have an angle to them, and then the rollers, the titanium rollers that are inside there, are set at a V. Hence the name V block, hence the design on the block, and that's really the unique design of this block, is that V race feature inside of it. Like I said, the block is serviceable. It's an Allen wrench in the side. They generally have to be taken apart for installation anyway, so it's not a big deal. The screw, remove it. The sheave comes out as one piece, then the races are in there individually. When reassembling the block should be reassembled again once the bearings have been greased. They should be reinstalled with red light. The screws should all be reinstalled with Loctite. You know, in the past, a lot of this kind of stuff was custom. This being we've taken that knowledge we've learned from the custom world and applied it to a production line of blocks. Again, this is our new offering. The first block video was a great video. I can't say enough good things about it. I really nailed it. It was a great video. Should check that one out before you check this one out. But since you're here, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the new block line and you learned something. Go to harken.com, check it out. Better yet, stop by a boat show and check it out and see us, and we can help explain these features to you in person, and it'd be great to meet you. If you have any questions about what you've seen or heard here, feel free to give us a call. That's why the Harken Tech team is here.